All right there, me hearties. Here we go. Right. Guess who's going out for a few beers later on? Yes. I'm going to go meet my mate Jojo, who's a very good friend of mine. We're going to Thailand, me and Joe, Christmas this year, and he's a great guy, you know what I mean? So, I'm going out for a few beers. So before I go, I don't like eating anything when we're out because I just does not agree with me. So I like to eat plenty before I go out. So what I'm doing today, this is like one of, every single time I say it, this is one of my favourites, and they all are. But this one, when I learned how to dive, well, I didn't learn how to dive here, but when I excelled with me diving over in Mexico, was the first time I ate fish tacos, soft shell tacos. And I've had them minimum once a month for 30 years. They are delicious. I switch and change the fish. Sometimes I've had it with king prawns. Sometimes, it depends on what fish. Halibut, oh my God, with halibut, just amazing. But today I'm doing it with salmon. Now, I had a piece of salmon left over and I was like, and I thought, yeah, I'll do it with tacos. Delicious. Absolute delicious. No two ways about it. So let's get into the ingredients. And there's an important ingredients in a minute, and I'll tell you why in a sec. But first of all, for the bread, I don't eat, well, when I say I don't eat bread, I only make my own bread. This here is a Mexican flour. I've spilt some in my pan. It's a Mexican flour. It's a Mexican corn flour, and it's what they make the tacos and tortillas and things out. And you know, when you see a big pile of them in the street in Mexico, if you've ever been, or you've watched a cooking channel or something like that, with the press which I've got, you know what I mean, because I like going all authentic. That's a real good flour to use in tortillas, and you're making it yourself. So the very rare times that I do have bread, I always make it myself. So anyway, let's get on it. Or should we say, let's get on the buns. Right, here we go. There is three ingredients with the tortillas or tacos, soft shell tacos, whatever you want to call them. There's flour, which is in a bowl, the same amount of water, right? The same amount of water. I use lukewarm water, it seems to grab it better, and a good crack of salt, right? So as you can see, and all you do is just move it. Sometimes you might need a little bit more water, but usually equal amounts does it. So let me go over it. So as you move it around, you can see it collecting. There we go. Might need a touch more flour in this one, just a touch. You know, it feels it, but you know, you get it to like the texture of kind of Play-Doh, soft Play-Doh, and that's where you want a bit. That's perfect. That's perfect. Now, that little cupful, that'll probably make 3 tacos. I'm only having 2 because I don't want to be too full before they have a few beers. Yes, finally out. Finally out. Anyway, we'll get back to that. So there's your dough. Dead simple. Dead simple. What I like to do is, I like to leave it for a little bit. Don't just do it straight away. It can break up a little bit. But as you can see, the texture, that's where you want to be. Now let's get on the salmon, right? Now, the salmon is quite a strong flavour, so I've not gone through the ingredients ever. See, I get the sight of a beer in me thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to have a beer later, and it all goes out the window. Let's go through ingredients because I completely forgot. Ingredients is chipotle paste. You can get this in any supermarket. You've got cumin. You've got, now for the salad, right, we've got some salad leaves to the bottom of the taco. We've got tomato, onion and coriander. That's it. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? It's really simple. Now, what I like to do is just get a little bit of the chipotle paste and just rub it on the salmon. Yeah, you can do it with your hands or whatever. I like to use the back of the spoon for this. It just gives it a nice even coat. You don't need a lot of it. It's nice, it's smoky, but just a little bit up and down. There we go. And that gives it a nice coat. Next one, touch of cumin. Just a touch. Just a touch. Now get that in, dab it in. Nice hot pan. Simple as that. Now again, it doesn't matter if it goes crispy or whatever, because it's going to be broken up in the taco. Let's get back to them bad boys, shall we? Let me get rid of some of this. Excuse me. Right, let's get back to the tacos. Get rid of that, get rid of the cumin, we're all done with that. So simple this, honestly, it really is, it's so simple. But again, I've got the right, look, I love Mexican food. Going back to what I was saying before, when I learned how to dive, I was over there for a bit. I went over quite a few times learning how to dive. And when you're with the divers over there, they eat on the street, and they don't eat, you know, street food. Mexican street food is absolutely awesome. It's cheap. The tacos are like little things like, you know, so you have like 3 of them with different flavours and different sauces, and you know what I mean? If you don't know what you're doing, you might get this atomic chili sauce that blows your head off, and then you get a nice green coriander sauce that's delicious. Anyway, street food in Mexico and Thailand are 2 of the best street foods in the world I've ever had, without a shadow of a doubt. Right, let's get back to it. Salmon's cooking nicely. Now, as you've seen, what I didn't do, I didn't put any oil in the pan. None. And I didn't put it on the chipotle stroke cumin side first. I put it on the, there's nothing underneath it apart from the salmon, because it's quite an oily fish. So when you put it in a hot pan, don't jigger it around too much, just let it do its thing. And the oils start coming out, they're the oils that you want. So you don't need to add more oil, you know what I mean? As you can see, already there's about a tablespoon of oil come out of that already. That's just frying on the one side. Now, let's get back onto these tortillas. I've got a tortilla press with a piece of greaseproof paper in between. And what I do is, I get about, I'd say about a golf ball size tortilla. Put it right, I put it 3/4 of the way up, because not right in the centre, I put it about 2/3 up where the hinge is, because when you press it, it kind of presses it down and out. Can't wait for this. Can't wait to go out and have beers. Yay! Anyway, tortilla press. Press it down, gentle, and as you press it, you can see it just touching, coming out of the sides. Just coming out of the sides. And there you've got your first, watch this break on there. I've not done it for a bit. Might need to be a bit thicker, but there we go. Number 1 down. Now, you've got to be a bit patient with these. The one thing that you don't do is start knocking them around, you know what I mean? Because they've got to take, oh, and as well, I've got this here as well, which is, it's for tortillas, and it keeps them warm. Now, at first they come out, they're kind of, not crispy, but you know what I mean? They're kind of a bit firm. Put them in that tortilla holder for a bit, and you can get all these online, right? Now, if you get into tortillas, right, I love fish tortillas, tacos. See what I mean? Me thinking about beer. Anyway, ignore it. No, if you get into tacos, you can switch and change them as much as you want. You know, it doesn't have to be fish. I love fish. Fish is my preference. Whereas, but you can have chicken, you can have duck, you can have anything you want. Do you know what I mean? It's it's kind of like a blank canvas. You can do all different kinds of salad. You know what I mean? Like Caesar salad type with a chicken. But I've had breakfast tacos where I've done like bacon and like sausage and like fried egg on it. Oh, great, do you know what I mean? Just once you get into them, they kind of become a little bit addictive. Right, now as you can see, probably this camera up here, this camera up here, as you can see, it's starting to take the tackle. Now, don't worry about this fella. Don't worry about the salmon. Because I'm going to put the lid on it in a bit and do what I always do, is rest it, which is important. Any meat, any fish. Fish doesn't need resting too much, but all this, yeah. As you can see, it's just hit all the chipotle and things like that. Let me just check. This is best, not sort of like medium rare or anything like that. It's best opaque. Do you know what I mean? So and it crumbles, and you crumble it in the tackle. And I tell you, you will not be disappointed. But back to my little breads. Honestly, once you taste the flavours, and in breads you've done yourself, and by the way, they do keep warm in here for quite a bit, but excuse me, beep, 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 beep. Right, not the longer they're in here as in like overnight or anything, but they'll keep warm in here for quite a bit. So what I'm saying is that once you put one in the bottom, cover it all over, put a lid on it, you make your next one. When you put that on top, it kind of keeps it warm, the heat of each tackle. So yeah, I've done something like, there's been like a party of 4 of us and I've done 8 tacos, and I've just done the 8 shells, nice and tidy, and they've stayed warm, they've been soft, they've been delicious, fantastic. This is where you want to be. Now this is taken beautifully, So, put it in your little taco warmer, fold it up, lid on it. Now, next tackle. Again, I says I could get 3 out, I'm only going to get 2. About, again, a golf ball size shape. I hope this camera up top's getting it all. But about a golf ball shape. Put it 2/3 of the way up. And again, press it. Now, don't yank it down. I like to do it a bit slow. You see them over there go, you know, yank them and throw them out, but they're doing 1,000 a day. And just as it's coming out of the sides, you've got to be dead gentle, because they are a little bit brittle. This is the one dish you've been terrified of doing. This is the one dish. Now, I'm quite confident, chef, I really am, you know what I mean? But this one, because of the breads, and they're so delicate, I didn't want you to see me do meltdowns like, you know what I mean? Because I'm busting the breads up, which, trust me, happens. But I've not had tacos for quite a while, so these are going to go down a treat. These are going to go down a treat. I love tacos, love everything about them. But again, for a lunch, it doesn't even have to be a lunch. I mean, I'm having them for lunch because, and the reason why I'm having tacos, as I say, I'm going out for a drink, so I want something substantial. And as I say, I don't eat bread, shop bought bread. I won't go near it. So this is the only bread that I'll have that will help soak up the beer later. I hope Joe's not in for a big bender, because I'll have a busy day tomorrow. Anyway, I digress. While this is doing, because literally it's not a million miles off this bad boy, so while this is doing, here's a salad. So simple. Red onion, tomato, get shut of them, coriander, give it a stir. There's your salad, chopped salad. This is called pico de gallo. That's what they call it over there, pico de gallo. But it's a lovely fresh salad. Now, I don't give it a twist of lime yet. You know, a lot of people give it a twist of lime. Now, I don't, for the simple reason, I don't want the lime breaking it down. So when I compile my tacos, which you'll see in a minute, boom, big crack of lime right through the middle. Eat and love your life. Honestly, they are so simple, but they're so effective, so effective. Right, so let's get this little taco holder. As you can see, now it's gone a little bit pliable. See what I mean? It's just gone a little bit pliable. Oh, the smell of them. The smell of these are delicious. Right, so put it in the taco holder. And the reason why I'm leaving it in that, because again, as I said, let's get rid. Yeah, right, let's get rid of this. Do you hear that? Right, let's get back to the salmon. Oh my God, the smell, I can't wait to eat this. Now, as you can see, that's just all the smoked chipotle and the cumin. The smell's delicious, absolutely fantastic. Love the smells of, if ever you go to a street market in Mexico, these kind of smells with the breads and everything, they just, honestly, I love it. I love all street food, but the two that's sky high with me is Thailand, which Thailand's losing its way with street food a little bit. When I first went over there, like 28 years ago or something, the Thai street food, there was like everywhere. And it's like eating, and literally like eating in a top restaurant every 10 yards on the street. It's fantastic. Never ate in restaurants in Thailand for years. It's changing. Thailand's changing. But anyway, I'll go into Thailand another time. Let's talk Mexico. Mexicana. Here we go. Plate out. Now, the tortillas now. These are now pliable. They're nice and warm. The smells of them are delicious, right? So how I like to put them is lift them up like that. Yeah? So it's kind of like lifts up like that. Now on it, again, just a couple of salad leaves. You need to do something a bit robust with salad leaves, you know what I mean? Because you don't want them to wilt too much. I mean, don't get me wrong, this ain't hot because it's been resting in the pan, but just a couple of nice salad leaves. Now let's go to this bad boy. Right, so, hot. Nice chunky salmon. Hot. You're like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Thought you had chef's hands. I do, but this is really hot. Now, don't waste any of the salmon. Have a real chunky taco, you know what I mean? Don't mess about with it, you know what I mean? Get it in. You're out for a few drinks later. Now, all this from the pan, because this is like just salmon oil and things like that, there's about a tablespoon. I don't want it to soak the bread too much. So just a little tiny drizzle. This is why I don't put any salad dressings on this, because I'm going to use the oil which has got all the chipotle, all the cumin, and all the beautiful salmon oil. So, last but not least, we have got our pico de gallo, which goes over the top. Again, I don't use, a lot of people put sour cream and this and that and the other. You can put what you want on it, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a blank canvas, a taco. And I said this to you before, you can put whatever you want on it. Me, I just like to keep it simple. I just like to keep it wholesome. But mainly, I like to keep it flavoursome. Now, I always put a nice chunk of lime on the side. But before I serve, check this out, me fellas and hearties. Give it a good twist of lime. And last, good crack of sea salt, good crack of pepper. Boom, there it is. That simple. Don't mess about. Get in the kitchen, get on the pans, start cooking shit like that, because I tell you what, you will not be disappointed. And I'm going out for a few beers. Nice, listen, enjoy your day, whatever you might do. Be lovely to everyone, be gentle to everyone, be a gentleman. Get on the pans, get cooking. Enjoy, take it easy. I'm having to go.